Comic-Con. This is a special Sanford Greene Freedom Cafe, a Forum for Comics edition interview. And go ahead and drop one of Clues bombs for Sanford Greene. All right. I'm Dave. I'm Ace Hawaii, also known as David Thornhill. Ace Hawaii is my superhero name. And we're here with Sanford Greene, great artist, and also has everything he does. I always get inspired from. And we're going to talk to Sanford today. How are you doing? First of all, how's it? Thank you for doing this.
I'll tell you what, man. This show is great.
Yeah.
It's cool hanging out with you guys, and yeah, man. Just making it happen here.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And then when I noticed when I was reading, like the other interview we had, there was another interview before where she said your art is like it's flowing and moving.
Oh yeah.
And then also like the buildings, like even the buildings look good. I'm like, dang. Like it's just,
I like drawing buildings.
Yeah.
I tell students all the time, it's like buildings are like characters too, man.
Yeah.
You got to put some attitude behind backgrounds. It makes it even more visual. It makes it more interesting, and it keeps you more engaged.
Yeah.
Because I know, I started out like everyone else, where I would draw characters first, and then kind of throw the buildings in last, because I wasn't interested, and I had to get to a point where I treated the buildings just as important as the characters.
Yeah, because that's the same thing. When I started drawing when I was younger, and I wait till the building come out. And usually,
wait till the end.
Yeah,
say, I had to squeeze that in there.
Yep,
and it never looks, it never looks like it. Just makes your characters look that much more visually interesting. With this shot right here.
Yes.
It's like even though the characters are facing backwards, those buildings that makes the buildings even more important.
And it looks like realistic too.
Well, a little.
Yeah.
But it has that fantastical element to it, and that's why I tell students, art. People interested in art all the time, is that you have to make characters. You have to make the buildings like characters.
Yeah, I like that. That's when I was doing improv comedy.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys, his name is David Keckner, but he was on Anchorman, and he said the same thing. Whenever we, if I don't have no ideas, I always go to a building or like an object, because like the example he gave me was knife. What's a knife? It's sharp, it can be dull, and those are all personality traits people can take on too.
So that's
cool.
That's a cool idea, man.
Yeah,
that's a real cool idea.
And so, so I always notice on your Instagram when you're drawing, you always have on like just hip hop.
Right.
How has hip hop influenced you? With your artwork and everything.
Well, it just, like with anything, it just kind of puts you in a mind state, a mood. A lot of the music that I listen to, and to be honest with you, it's not always hip hop.
Yeah.
I listen to classical music, man.
Yeah.
Certain times of day is when I start to listen to certain types of music. Sometimes I listen to podcasts, interviews. Right now I'm listening to audiobooks. I got the Rakim Don't Sweat the Technique audiobook. That's pretty cool.
I didn't even know. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Gotta check that out.
Got to check that out, man.
Yeah.
And then I listen to NPR a lot. So it's all it varies, man.
Yeah. And
it just gets me in a certain mind state. If I want to be relaxed and chill when I'm creating something, classical music, maybe a audiobook or something like that.
And like, speaking of like, what moods would you say like each character because the character design in Bitterroot is like, when I see it, it's like an explosion. It reminds me of, it takes you back to like that time, but also it has like it has its own style and a graffiti sense to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A hip hop feel at the same time.
Well, that was the thing. It was like, how can we, obviously that I think hip hop has been around since that time, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's all the forefathers of hip hop music, you know, is jazz and African, you know, rhythms, and you know, Harlem Rennaissance is 90% of that, 99%, and so we, you know, my whole thing was, wow, I actually got it right. You know, our influences, my influence from urban, you know, music and culture, you know, it was a kind of an easy marriage into telling, doing the visuals for Bitterroot, because, you know, you look at a character like Cullen, who's, I would say he's the central character for now. Yeah. And you see his attitude and his swagger, if you will. That's a very, wow, that's pretty wild.
Lego.
Right.
Lego movie.
Yeah. But you know, it has hip hop.
Because I was like, how like when I saw like Cullen, like his whole development through there, and that because at the beginning we see him fighting one of the Jinnu to get him under control so they can inject him with the fifth note.
Yeah.
And he's having a hard time.
Yeah.
But by the end of the series, you see him come back. I was like, damn, this is so insane. And
you're ready.
And then when you introduce Ford into it.
Oh yeah.
When I was just like, Ford is. I didn't expect that. First off, I like the fact that you made the Ku Klux Klan the Jinnu. Yeah. And because they had so much hate, and then you see Ford come in and just destroy everybody. He's like, no, this is a wrap. It's done. Yeah. This is it. Wow. And the way you drew that spread out is exactly how I would have imagined it. Probably way better than I would have imagined.
Oh wow, good, thanks, man. I mean, we knew that it was the first issue, first of all, so we really wanted to make an impact, for lack of better words. That we knew we couldn't just do the average, you know, bad guy shows up or main protagonist or antagonist introduction or whatever. We had to come in with something with a little more substance. Yeah. And
you did.
We had many discussions over it about how it would be received. Yeah. And honestly, just be honest with you, we have a lot of white people who have come to us and say, "Oh, I love this book. It's one of my favorite books, and what you did here." And you know, the skeptic in me at first was like, "Oh, you're just saying it because I'm here, I'm standing here or sitting here." But I'm like, "No, they didn't have to say that. They didn't have to come out of their way because they could have kept it moving." Yep. You know, at a show, but they come and they actually talk about how they, you know, I've met teachers that use our book as curriculum in schools. So
speaking of which, because at the end of the book, y'all have like this very informational piece with historians or educators about. I love that because because I love reading Bitterroot, but then when you put that history in it, I can go back and read whatever the focus of that last piece was on. I go back and look it up because, you know, I'm still trying to get a volunteering position over there at the National African American History Museum.
Oh, wow. If you get in there, please let me know. Cause,
it was because I was just like, this is so important. Yeah. You know, I loved every one of those issues.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Like I had an idea like of if I ever once I finish nursing school and become a nurse, I'm gonna get a commission from you. I want to get Luke Cage dunking on.
You said dunking
on Diamondback.
Oh,
in the style of like when Jordan dunked on Ewing.
Oh my gosh, that was a pretty hardcore dunk. That's for sure. What about the one what Scottie Pippen did on Ewing? That's the worst. Yes. That was worse. Yes. That was worse.
Man,
that was way worse. Because he not only dunked on him, but he shoved him to the ground after that.
And then walked over. Yes.
And then walked over. I was like, yo,
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough, man. How can you be a Knicks fan after that?
Exactly. Yeah. My dad was a Knicks fan. He had to be like, okay,
it's done.
I can't say nothing.
It's a wrap. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then with I saw also you saw DJ Premier.
Yeah.
Gangstar, Gangstar, that like Discipline, that song helped me stay out of a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
You know, and another one, Royalty.
The new one just came out.
The new you know, Diamonds Are Forever. Yeah,
Diamonds Are Forever, fam. But you know what's funny about like his he's such a, what's the word? He goes beyond, he's hip hop to its core. I think I might have shared this with you guys earlier. He's like the vein of hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? It's
I
like
agree.
everything pulsates through him. Like you name, I don't care what era,
Yes.
what genre to some degree. He's had something in all of that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, with the exception of the early stages, the beginning. He's but prior to the but after that, like from the late '80s on up to now, he's had something significant.
Yes.
A significant contribution. So.
But remember, he was on was it Nas's first?
Yeah,
That represent.
That totally changed, like my whole like. I heard of him prior to, and he was doing more jazz and jazzy fusion kind of stuff, and it was awesome. But then he did that. I was like, oh my God, he took the gloves off. Yeah, time. And from that was his coming out party. I think.
Yes, because that was like one of the the Illmatic was great, but then that song, like when it just like how your artwork takes us through this environment.
Yeah.
That rhyme, that straight up shit is real, and any day could be a last in the jungle. When you start off like that, you got me. Right off the.
Yeah.
That's how your artwork is.
Oh wow.
For real.
Oh wow.
That's not.
I got compared to Illmatic. I'm done.
Oh yeah, man.
I can pack up now.
Don't pack up. This is
Don't
great.
pack
Don't pack up. This is great. This is great.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
This was a great interview, man.
No doubt, bro.
And once again,
absolutely.
This was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Another episode of Freedom Cafe. Drop another one, a few clues bombs for Sanford Greene. Thank you for tuning in. Freedom Cafe at Forum for Comics. We out. There we go.